and welcome to another episode of the 50s Chicks podcast. I am Annalie,
And I am Patricia.
and we want to make sure that you guys are practicing that self-care that is so essential when you are online dating, because it is some mean streets out there.
They are mean. And you have to take care of yourself, your mental, emotional, and physical.
Yes.
Definitely.
I like your idea of taking that time in the car,
Oh, yeah. Just a few
chill
minutes.
for a minute and I don't know, do some kind of self-talk, I guess.
Well, yeah, self-talk is good. That is a good strategy. And lighting candles for aromatherapy, all those things.
Mhm.
So, and
Yeah,
it just takes a few minutes and not that much time out of your day, but it's essential.
that's right.
Yeah.
So in today's episode, we are gonna do another one in the OMS
OMS,
series. OMS, which we all know stands for old man.
old man syndrome.
Yeah. It's really a thing. And
It is a thing.
it's especially, I'm going to say, a thing in the world of celebrities because you have money,
Money,
power,
yes, yes,
fame, you got all of those things,
yes,
which makes the OMS person even more apt
yes,
to
definitely.
have that opportunity, I'm going to say.
Yes, it does.
So, we were going to talk about a celebrity couple that came out, made an appearance on the red carpet at the Cannes Film Festival. And the couple we're talking about is Richard Gere and his oh so much younger wife, Alejandra Silva.
The Officer and a Gentleman. No, not The Officer and a Gentleman.
Yes, yes. Which also explains why he might be able to pull off that OMS because, he was looked upon as a
Yeah.
sex symbol, I'm gonna
Oh,
say. Like
yes.
a lot of people,
Sure.
a lot of women were thirsty over that man, I'm gonna say.
Yes.
And the thing is, though, Richard Gere at this point, he is 74 years old right now.
See,
And
I've not
starting
seen
to show
him in a while.
everybody gets older is what I'm
Yes, they
gonna say.
do, no
I'm
matter
gonna
what.
put some pictures into this so you can get kind of a visual of this.
Yeah.
So he's 74 and Alejandra is 41.
So what is that? 30 something years?
33.
33-year difference.
That's a whole person.
Yes, it is. And how old when they met or were married? How old, like how long?
So they've been married for 6 years now.
Okay.
So he would have been 68 to her 35.
Okay, so she was in her 30s, which is still
Yeah.
absurd. 68, like, that's senior citizen territory. And I
Yes.
get that Richard Gere, he's a celebrity, sex symbol, what have you, but still 68 is 68.
And I'm gonna say I'll give it to him. Yes, for 68, he's an attractive 68. Yes.
Uh-huh.
But he's still 68.
He's still 60.
You can't
He's still
you can't argue with
68. Like
You-
you're 2 years from 70, and you're talking about a 35-year-old. Like now, what, 74 and 41?
Mhm.
So 74, 6 years, we're talking 80,
Yeah.
80 and 47. Like
See,
47, you're in the prime, and 80, no
80,
matter how you slice it, you got health problems. There's probably health problems going on right now.
I'm just
So,
gonna say
like, and I think
80,
you
you're at
had mentioned
death's
this in
door.
another episode where you were saying it's more of a caretaker. So
Yes.
now you have a woman in her prime
Hmm.
taking care of an elderly husband.
Yeah.
You know,
Which, I mean, if that's what you're gonna do, then that's what you're gonna do.
well, I don't know that see, and that's my thing when these situations happen, I'm gonna say now, I mean, obviously, who knows what the conversations are being had, but I can imagine that there's been a conversation where the OMS, the man is saying, I'm gonna be 80, you're gonna be taken care of. Like, what is your life gonna be like? And she said, oh, I'm okay. Well, now, okay, in this situation with Richard Gere, okay, maybe she did say, it's okay. Well, first of all, they're wealthy, and so she,
See,
I'm sure she'll have staff
she
to
can
help
hire
with him.
men for
But
that.
still, you're not having a mate that you're gonna be together with. You're not gonna be doing things together. You're not gonna be living a full life together, and she still has a lot of life to live.
Hmm.
So I wonder, are these things being taken into consideration on the younger person's perspective and from the older, like what is the older person saying? Like why would I don't know. I guess I'm thinking it almost seems unfair to put that upon someone. I don't know.
Yeah.
It just doesn't
So,
seem right. It just doesn't seem right.
so kind of wrong to put that on her, you're saying?
Yes.
Or
Oh yes.
or is she perhaps thinking, well, that'll be a few years, I can hire a nanny, and after that I'm
And I
gonna
can live
be
my life and do what I want.
the late Richard Gere's wife.
Okay.
Not to be
But you know what? I did not think of it
morbid.
that way. But I guess, yes. I mean, obviously, we're not saying that that's what she's saying, but,
Mm.
that could be a scenario,
So
where you're marrying this older guy, this old man, and then knowing that, in a few years, they're going to be in their 80s, might not make it to 90, and then and even in their elderly, sickly state, I mean, I guess you can still go out and live your life, have whatever life you want to live. You're not,
yeah,
I mean,
it
you
depends
don't have to.
how healthy that person is. It depends on
Yes.
how healthy they are. And uh, is it almost better if they don't make it to 90, 100? Some people make it to 100.
Yeah, but not a lot. I don't know what the percentage is, but it's a very low percentage of people.
Yeah.
But
But
now this is just for the uber wealthy. Now,
yeah,
regular situations is not gonna, there's no staff people taking care. That young girl is stuck. And I'm gonna say stuck,
well, she's
caring
either
for
stuck
that.
or she's gonna take off
Well,
when
yes, that's yes,
half.
yes. More than likely, it's not even gonna get that far.
I think that's what usually happens is
Yeah,
they
it's not even
actually
gonna get that far.
take
But I'm
off.
just saying, in a situation where it would, then you have a young girl or a middle-aged woman
Hmm.
taking care of an old man as if much like you would take care of your elderly parents.
Yeah.
That's the kind of situation it would be.
And it's interesting that you say that because apparently a lot of people that saw them out in public said, is that his daughter? You know,
Oh, okay.
comments. There were even people saying that looks like his granddaughter.
Oh my
So they
goodness.
took it even an
They
extra.
took it a step further.
Um, according to this People magazine or whatever, I guess they were very, very affectionate,
Uh-huh.
couldn't keep their hands off of each
Right.
other. However, at the same time, there was a group of people that said she looked super uncomfortable with it,
Oh.
looked miserable. You
Uh-huh.
know, some pictures taken
Right.
in just that moment when she had
When she had that look on her face.
that look that
Uh-huh.
said it all.
Yes. The real picture.
And then you had another group of people, very supportive,
Uh-huh.
looking good,
Yeah.
loving on each other, still
Yeah.
happy after all these 6 years.
6 years, all those years.
All those
They've been
6 years,
together.
still so happy.
Yeah.
So I guess there's two sides to
Yeah.
this. But at the end of the day, it's really not about the sides. It's just a fact that this isn't going to be a real
Right. Right. It's not
real
real and meaningful.
partner relation.
Right. Yes.
That's all it. I mean, that's all I'm
Yeah.
saying. It's
Right.
just not plausible. It's not happening.
Right.
No, it's going to become more and more. It's going to become the caregiver.
Right. Just like you would a parent, an elderly parent, same thing.
Yeah.
And the young girls now, and I will say this, and I will continue to say this, and I know people in the comments on one of the other videos are saying, the young girls, as far as being attracted to, you know, men their own age, that is a natural fact. They are. We all know that, especially all of us that have been young girls. We know that.
Yes.
So these types of relationships are about certain things and very rarely about the right thing. Or what we would consider the right thing, like, meaningful, relationship, built on all those other things that you would so-called normally engage in a relationship. And physical attraction is not one of them. From an old man is not the preference of
No.
a young woman.
And nobody
It's
can
not.
the preference. Like if I standing there, I have two men have the same exact,
Right.
me,
Right.
fame, etc.,
Right.
etc.
You put that.
One is 60 or 74, and the other one is 40. I might go with the 40.
Yes, you got that young girl.
If
If
I'm 35, I'm definitely going with the
going
40.
with the 40, yes. And the 25-year-old is picking the 25 to 30-year-old, not the 55, picking that 30-year-old, 25, 30-year-old. Every time, every
When
time.
people say no, then I'm just gonna say they're fooling
They're
themselves.
delusional. They're deluding themselves.
It
And
doesn't
it's so funny because on the other end of that, the old man, he'll pick the 25-year-old
Yeah.
every time.
Yeah.
Even though that 25-year-old will run a dump truck over him to get to the 25-year-old. That's the funny part. Like she will knock him down getting to that 25-year-old.
Yep.
They're both, like you said, standing the same with the same amount of money, same everything. She's running over that 55-year-old to get to that 25-year-old every day of the week. Any day of the week.
When people come with that argument, like, oh, well, some girls just prefer older men.
No, they don't.
Well, then I would like to see
there
that.
You go. Yes.
Pick the
cashier at the 7-Eleven.
The 74-year-old over the 40, all other things equal.
Right.
And then you show me.
Right. And they're not, because they're not physically attracted to that old man. And even though the old man the 25-year-old is their preference over their same age counterpart. That's that's the sad, I don't know, sad, ridiculous thing about it. That's your preference, but she ain't you are not hers. You are not hers.
No.
So
no,
that's the twisted in the game.
It is. Yes.
Twisted in the game.
Yeah. And I'd like to hear that being argued, because I need to see. I need to see that.
Yes,
Mm,
yes, indeed, because that is a fact. I mean, I don't know how, who can say that that is not like, where are you getting your, any day of the week, that
I
25 year
like
old is
to,
running past that 55-year-old to get to that 25-year-old.
I'm gonna say it's very rare that we see these young girls picking the 60 some year old janitor.
They
That
don't. Now, the only way I could see that is that if that young girl is depending on her life experience. Now, there are young girls that have, that have addictions and things like that, and they could see, the janitor, not say that being a janitor is a bad thing. Obviously, it's not, because that's, an honest living. So for this girl who has nothing and maybe some hardships in life, the old janitor would be, a pick for her, because he's still, well, and it's only because of the money, because maybe he has a home and a place for her to stay, and like we were saying, safety, and I think you were saying one time, safety and the financial is why these young girls go to the old man. So yeah, if the janitor was able to provide this young girl who is in an unsafe environment safety, yeah, she'll go, but not because she's attracted to him and really wants to have a meaningful relationship. It'll be because he's able to provide her with housing.
I actually, as a case manager, ran into just this kind of
Of
situation
course.
where a 60 some was with this 23-year-old recovering drug
Yes.
user, very pretty young girl. Um, and yes, of course, that was his choice, and she chose him for safety. But I will say that she did have a 25-year-old boyfriend on the side.
Of course. She did. Of
So,
course.
you know, but
Yes,
she
and I've run into it also with substance abuse, in the field of substance abuse, these, you know, it's just survival,
didn't.
and that is when you're talking about exploitation, that's a part of the exploitation, it's situational exploitation. This old man knows that this young girl is in this situation. So here, I'll give you this, I'll give you that, but you have to be my girlfriend.
Yeah.
My thing is, if you want to help her, help her. Why does she have to be your girlfriend?
Yeah. Well, I will
If you're
say
so
that,
altruistic.
that it was very, very difficult to even look at this pair as a couple when I was in their home. She was so revolted by him
Yes.
that when he opened his mouth, her eyes would roll, and it was like, oh, like
Of course
she
she did.
stand that man, but here she was living in a relationship with him
Yes.
because she
Yes,
didn't want to be on
because
the street.
yes,
And she
exactly.
was actually providing for her 25-year-old
Oh
boyfriend too.
yes, they all win. They all, yeah, everybody wins in that. That's
So
how that works.
yeah,
But yeah, so yeah.
yeah.
So I guess we'll have another, hopefully we'll find us another OMS story. I mean, I know I got a
They're
million of
all over the place. It's
them.
just about, yeah, we just have to find them, but they do
I
exist.
know.
So I'm sure we'll have one shortly again.
I know. But yeah,
Yeah.
that was interesting because this is a different perspective because you've seen it on the end of it where you see the caretaking scenario or what appears to be a caretaking scenario.
Hmm.
And I
Yeah.
wonder if those conversations were had with these young girls, would they even enter? Now, it's not, I don't think it's that often that they play it out to the end.
Yeah.
But there are some that do, for whatever reason, you
Mhm.
know, there are some that do.
I will say I did find Richard Gere attractive. when I
Oh
saw
yeah,
him,
he is an attractive man.
but when I saw him on these pictures, in these pictures, these current pictures, as a
Uh-huh.
74-year-old man, and not even me, not
Yeah,
even
you're not even attracted to.
as a 53-year-old
Right.
would necessarily want to
Right. Right.
delve into that.
Delve. Well, yes, of course. And so I mean, we all know. I mean, everyone knows
Yeah, yeah,
that. Yeah,
yeah,
that's the thing.
yeah.
But yeah,
I
this was an interesting story. Well, yeah, interesting because it gives us a way to look at it on the back end.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
and it'll be interesting to see how it plays out. I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see if they stay together. It's been 6 whole years already.
6 whole years. That's a long, 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 long time.
That's right. That's right. Well, thank you guys for tuning in. Please make sure you comment on this because we
Yes,
hear
I'm
what you
sure.
guys think. What do you think about this? Is this good, bad, or the ugly? I don't know. Um, and we are a podcast on Spotify. We are on YouTube. And if you watch us on YouTube, make sure you
Give
thumbs
us a thumbs
up,
up,
like, subscribe.
subscribe. Yes.
We're also on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok.
Yes, we are. Oh, Facebook. Follow us
Facebook.
on Facebook.
Yes, Facebook.
Join our group of wise and wonderful women.
Next time, don't forget to live
Laugh
and
and
yeah,
don't ever do it. It's not.
it's gonna.
What am I doing
Oh,
wrong?
I-
This doesn't work. It's broke.
this
It's broke.
Bye, everyone.